Hey, good morning. So I thought we'd have some fun today and make a star block, another charm pack block. So you are going to need 10 pieces of fabric from your charm pack, and they can be mixed and matched, or if you have some fabric and you want to cut them like I have done here, and they're all the same, you'll see how this plays out in the block. But you can mix and match these particular ones for some fun. We're going to reserve 2 of these for our star points. We're going to save the other 8 of these for our block. Okay, then we're going to need 3 5-inch squares that are going to be our star in the middle of our block. So I'm going to take one of these, and that's going to go aside, and we're going to reserve that for our center. Okay. My cat is yelling at me. She wants attention. We have 2 of these, and what we're going to do is we're going to stack them, make sure they're even. If you can't get them even, don't worry, you can cut them separately. And we are going to cut these in half. So this is a 5-inch block. I'll do it this way so you can see it. This is a 5-inch block, 5-inch square. And what we're going to do, half of 5 inches is 2.5. So we're going to go 1, 2.5. Okay, right there. And we're going to cut this 2.5 straight across like that. Then we're going to turn this, and we're going to cut 2.5 again. So line up 2.5. There we are. So you've got 4 pieces out of 1. We're going to do the same with this. You should have 8 pieces total that measure 2.5 inches square. You might have some mini charm packs, and that's what you want to use. That's okay too. Okay, so we've got 8 of these. We've got our one center. We're going to set that aside for a minute. We're going to take 4 of these, and we're going to snowball 2 of the corners. Okay, this is really fun. You're going to have a good time with this. This was left over from a Christmas quilt that I did. Okay, and I love this Michael Miller fabric that is sparkly. Okay, so I'm going to set that on one corner, and I'm going to just draw with my air erase pen, which I have over here. Okay, get your air erase or some type of a marking device. Could be a pencil, it could be a friction pen, whatever you like. You just want something that's going to go away after. And we're going to mark that, and then we're going to stitch right on that line, directly on the line. Okay. Okay, then clip that. And we're going to trim that off 1/4 inch just past where we stitched. Okay. And then that's going to get folded out, and we're going to finger press it so that it's looking like this. We want to finger press it to the dark fabric there. Okay, so that's one. Now we're going to do the other side here. I'll just go ahead and mark this with my pen. Okay. And we're going to set this right here. And we'll go ahead and stitch that on. Okay. You're going to repeat this process 4 times. And we will have 4 of these ready to go for our points. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, So we've got that. I'm just going to finger press them for now. I'll take them over to the ironing board in a minute when we get them all done. Okay, you can see where this is going. This is going to be our center of our star. So we're making the star points right now. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so I'll take the next one. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and mark all these real quick. If you have the tape that you can put on your machine, you can use that too. That works really well. I'm just doing this for folks that may not know how to sew yet and they want to learn, and this is a good way to have a very accurate piecing with someone who maybe is not familiar with pushing fabric through their machine in a steady fashion. So this just gives you that nice accuracy that you're looking for. And we've got just this one to do and this one. Okay, got them all marked. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed these through my machine one after the other, and that's called chain stitching, and that just makes it nice and easy as it goes through. Okay, so we'll do one side at a time, and then we'll go back and trim them, and then we'll do the other side. So we're going to just chain piece these through. Again, you're stitching on the line. Pick a corner. We're going to do 2 more of these. That'll make 4 all totaled. So we want 4 star points created. This is such an easy block, and if you have a quilt you'd like to make with these, you can do that with or without sashing. You can do it scrappy. Scrappy's beautiful. You can do them all samey and then put some sashing in between, and maybe a little cornerstone. Okay, so we've got our 3 done here. So you see I've just chain pieced those together. That makes your quilting process go really fast when you learn how to chain piece. One of the things about chain piecing is don't get ahead of yourself. You want to make sure that you are just doing one step at a time. Do that step completely, and then you won't be confused. I'm going to set that aside. I'm not going to bother finger pressing it just yet. Get all these cut first. Okay. One more. This goes very fast. For those of you that are more experienced quilters, you may already know how to make this block, and that's good. This particular video series that I'm doing with the charm pack blocks is for beginner quilters. And if you're concerned about it staying put while you're sewing, you can stick a pin in it. I'll do that for you, just show you how. Just stick a pin over here, and then you can just stitch right across that line, okay? Probably gonna have to fill a bobbin here. I'm trying to rotate through all my machines this year and give them all a little bit of time. So this is just a plain tabletop singer. That's nothing special. It's plastic. I'm not enamored with it, but it does the job. And next week I'll probably get out one of my feathers and work on it. So I think it's just fun to swap out machines every once in a while. It kind of keeps you on your toes because you got to pay attention to what you're doing. Okay. Okay, so we've got a little pin in, we're going. All right. And just like that, we've done the four points to our stars. And we'll go clip that, and we'll clip that one. And it always is a good idea to clip your threads as you go. It just keeps things nice and neat in your quilting. You don't get things tangled up in your machine. And you can save these little pieces that you're cutting off, and you can stitch them and make a half square triangle. I'm not going to go into, you know, some people will go ahead and stitch close to that and then trim it a little shy of a 1/4 inch on the back. And if you want to do that, that's fine. I think for a beginner quilter, it's best if I don't get things too complex for you. Okay, so I'm going to just take these to the ironing board and press them real quick, and we'll lay out the rest of our block here while we're waiting for that iron to heat up. Okay, so we're going to have 4 corners. So take 4 corners of fabric, 4 of your 5-inch squares, and we're going to put them in the corners. And I think I'll put that one there, and I'll put this one here. And then we'll put our star points right there. And then we're going to stitch it together just like a 9-patch block. So let me get these just iron pressed out for you here. And here we go. So we're going to have one like that. Make sure when you are pressing things open that you're making sure that your seam is open all the way. That'll give you a nice finish. I think some of the problems that I see with people when they're quilting and they have an uneven result, some of it can be from the pressing. If you haven't pressed your block open all the way. So you see how pretty this is? I love that sparkly fabric. And let's see, we've got one more here to do. And there we go. Okay. So you can see that star already coming together for us. Excuse me, I'm still getting over my cold. Okay, so let's see. I hope I have enough here to get through this. Okay, so we're going to take and flip this over like this, and we're going to stitch down the one side, and we'll just chain piece them together again. Make sure your corners are lined up, and we're going to stitch 1/4 inch. Okay, there we go. That's one. I'll get this one. The nice thing about this particular pattern is you don't have to worry about cutting your tip off on your star. It's not gonna matter on this. You can use a stiletto. This is a stiletto. Any sharp point, and you can hold that down like that as you're going through the machine, and that'll just help you so that you don't get your fabric bunched up underneath there, underneath your needle. Okay, and our last one. There we go. Okay. Okay, now some people like to keep these all together. I don't. To me, it's cumbersome getting it through the machine, but there's advantages and disadvantages to this. It will help you kind of keep things organized if you have difficulty with that. But you can open it up and you can clearly see where your next piece needs to go. I just like to do them one at a time. So I'm going to fold these over the top of this side, and we're going to stitch those down next, okay? So I think they call that webbing your block together, and sometimes that's okay. For me, I just like it separate. That's just a personal choice. Everyone can do what they like. One of the things you'll learn in quilting is there's a multitude of ways to get to the same result, and not all of those ways work for everybody. And so you adapt as you go along. You might learn a trick or two from somebody that makes it easier for you, and that's okay. We adapt. It's part of the creativity process. For me, just being able to make something and express yourself through fabric is a joy. Okay, there we go. So I'll trim these apart. We have chain pieced those. And I've got a little starter piece here. Now I'm going to take these to the ironing board real quick, and I'm going to press them open. And the way that I'm going to press them is going to be, these points are going to go out like this, and these are going to go in like this, and these are going to go out like this. And you'll see why when I come back, okay? So do the first one. We're pressing away from the points. So we're pressing to the outside corner blocks. Just like that, okay? And then this one we're going to press to the center block. This helps you nest your seams. Okay, just like that. And then this one, again, we're going to press to the outside, okay? So let me just do that real quick. Okay, there we go. Now, you can see our star is forming. Isn't that fun? Okay, we're going to take the top. Well, I should do this so you can see it. We're going to take the top and we're going to put it on. Just flip it over just like this. And then you're going to see we've put one seam going one way and one the other way, and we want them to nest. You can feel them when you pinch them together. You can see the seams going in two opposite directions. And then take yourself a little pin and put it next to the seam. I don't like this pin. I have a bunch of pins in my pin holder, and I like the ones that are very sharp and thin. So you want to put it into your seam next to the seam, not directly in the seam, and that will help you get a more accurate meeting of the seams, which is what you want. Okay. Same way here, we're going to go, we've pressed out and in. So we press the top one going out and the middle one going in. And I like to put the pin on the side where the piece underneath is gonna be going in. That way it doesn't flip back under while you're sewing. Okay. Now we're gonna go down this side again with a 1/4 inch seam. Okay. This is a perfect star for beginners because you don't have to match up points. You just have to match up your intersections where your blocks come together, and that we have just shown you how to do. Okay. And then we're going to do this. We're going to flip this one up. And again, we're going to match those points up. And we're going to stick a little pin in there on the side that's underneath. And we'll do the same thing over here. And then we'll go ahead and stitch that. Okay. And you'll be able to feel where those points are. They nest, and it's a definite sensation that you'll be able to feel with your fingers, and you'll know that they're meeting up where they should be. Okay. Okay, we'll just press this and our block is finished. That was quick, wasn't it? Okay. Now, when you're pressing the final press, you just press away from the center of the block, and that will get you what you're after, okay? So in other words, I'll show you in just a second here. I'll get this done. There we go. All right, we have an easy peasy little star here. So these are the two pieces that we just sewed on, top and bottom. Press away from the center. So you'll press this one going up and this one coming down. Now, if you want to make this into a star table topper, which we've been doing that, and you can see in the other videos how to do that, we take two 5-inch squares and we're going to cut them on the diagonal, and this is going to be our points. Okay, so we're going to go across here. From tip to tip, okay? Now that gives us 4 pieces. And you're going to take your block. Now, you can make a star table topper with any block, any size, any block. You just make adjustments, okay? So we're going to find the center and we're going to pinch. So you just fold it in half and you pinch, and that made us a little indentation in the fabric right here, a little crease. We can see that. And now we want to take one of our pieces that we just cut, and we're going to go ahead and fold it wrong sides together and pinch. We're going to make that pinch again, and you'll see we have another little crease in the fabric that's been created right there. We're going to match those up, and that gives us a perfect center for our star points so that they're all even. And we'll do that on all 4 sides, and you'll have a perfect little star. I like to just tuck a little pin in 3 spots, or a clip, whatever you like to use. And again, we're going to go a quarter inch seam, and okay, so this is just leftover fabric that I had from a quilt backing. And okay, then you press this out, and that's one of your star points, okay? We're going to do this on each side, and that will make a beautiful, beautiful table topper. pinch, find the center and pinch. You can mark it if you need to, and then get yourself one of your pieces, and we're going to fold it wrong sides together and pinch. And then we're going to set that little groove right on top of that little mark we made. The two grooves should fit together is the goal. Okay, pin and pin. And we'll pin up here. You may have some leftover charm pack fabric, or you might have a charm pack that you just want to make up the blocks, and you can mix and match. Like I said, a scrappy block with this would be beautiful, so we'll definitely do some more of those. Okay. All right, so we got that. And again, you're just going to finger press, and then when you go to the iron, you make sure that seam is open all the way, okay? And we're going to do the same thing here. Wrong sides together, press your point, don't pull and stretch, because it is on a diagonal and that fabric will stretch. Take your fabric, fold in half and press. Just finger press. That gives you that nice crease. Go right there. Stick a little pin in it. And you can see where that crease just lines right up. So I hope these slower videos are helpful for you. Sometimes I know people get on and they want McDonald's. They want it in 15 minutes flat, you know. They want to just get me to the punchline. And that is a good thing for an experienced quilter. I can look at videos and see exactly how they constructed things, and I can duplicate that. But a new person that's just learning how to quilt, it's an art. It's a process of learning, and sometimes if you go a little bit slower, people can grasp what it is that you're trying to teach them. And repetition is helpful too. That's why I go through this and repeat the steps, because sometimes if you see it once, it's not enough, and who wants to be scrolling back through the video every 5 seconds, right? So if you see it 4 times, you will have gotten it. Okay, there we go. And charm packs are such a neat way to experiment with fabric if you don't really have a sense of what your particular style is yet, or not sure what you want, or you want to create something that's small, maybe a baby quilt, or maybe just a throw for your sofa. You can have fun experimenting with different types of fabric and not feel like you've made like an enormous investment. Quilting can be an expensive hobby. So a charm pack will run you anywhere from $9 to $15, I'd say. It just depends on what kind of fabric you're purchasing, and whether you're getting it on a sale, or just watch and find things that you like. And a charm pack is a relatively inexpensive way to experience this art form and have some fun. Okay. You could make 3 of these blocks and put them together. Leave them square. Don't put the star points on them. But you could leave them square and stitch them together and have a beautiful table runner. 3 or 4 blocks would make a beautiful table runner. Okay, I'm going to just press this real quick. will see that this is ready to be a star table topper. Okay, there we are. Really can't really see the whole thing, I'm sure, but that is an easy block, easy and fun. Some ideas for you, things that you could do when you're quilting this. You could hand stitch around the outside with some silver floss. That would be pretty to echo the star design. You can just do a multitude of things. You can stitch buttons onto it. Look at our other videos on how to complete the star table topper, and that'll give you some other ideas of things that you can do. But this is an easy block. Have fun with it, and I hope you enjoyed today. Thanks.